last portion of the assignment is this piece over here. And pay attention, the viewport is already created for you. So when you draw this, you are going to see your drawing automatically here, okay? You don't have to bring it because it will be here. Now, what are we trying to do here? It's section CC. So you see here that I have an AA, and this is a top view. I have one beam here, another beam here, and here I have my BB view, which is me looking this way. I would see the holes here, the bolts and everything, okay? Now I'm trying to create a CC. So look, I have the 3D. Where is this 3D available for you? If you go course documents, you're gonna have 3D steel connection. I'm talking about beam to girder connection, okay? And then you're gonna open this one over here. So the drawing that is provided to you are these two over here. You have this there. Do you think it's similar?
Mm-hmm.
Can you see that this is this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? Okay, cool. The other drawing that you have is this drawing over here. You're looking at this. Okay? So this drawing over here is representing this one over here. Sounds good? So this, of course, here you don't see the dashed lines, but you would see in real life these dashed lines over here, but you don't see it here. Okay? But that's what it is. What we are trying to draw now is section CC, which would be this one over here, guys. So I need to see this beam over here. I need to see this beam over here. I need to see this base plate. You see this connection between this beam and this beam? We call it base plate. And I need to see the holes for the bolts, okay? In there. So this is what we need to draw, just for you to have an idea of what needs to be at the end. How do we do that? Using the drawings that we have here. What is the beam size that I'm gonna see here? So if I look here, what is this size of this beam over here, based on this information that I have here? Do you agree with me that it's this beam over here? I'm just looking this way. Do you agree or no? Yeah? So do you agree with me that if I come here with a construction line, FH, here, wait, on this, here, wait, XL, here, here, and here. Do you agree with me that this is the size of the beam that I need? Yeah. Look what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna draw a random line here and a random line here, and I'm gonna trim out of these two random lines, okay? And this is my beam. Now, what is the beam that I'm gonna see here as an I shape? Do you see here that I see a beam as an I shape? What is the beam that I'm gonna see as an I shape? Do you agree with me that this beam over here, which is a W2 10 by 21, look what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna come here, W310 by 21. I'm gonna copy this, and I'm gonna put it there. Okay, so if I bring it here, where do I place it? It doesn't really matter, but if I were you, I would place it on the center. I'll make this look good. Okay, so I'm gonna place this beam over here, midpoint of this, into the midpoint of this line over here. Okay, and I have this on the midpoint there. It actually should be on the top line. This line over here. Sorry, this one, midpoint. This should be like this. Okay, so I have my beam there. Now I need to draw my base plate. How do I do that? How do I know this information? I can grab it from here, okay? So do you agree with me that if I draw a line here on the midpoint of this beam, this is actually the center of this beam over here? Do you agree or not? Is that easy? If I copy this, look what I'm gonna do, guys. I'm gonna copy this, Control C, Control Shift V. What does this do? Or this does? Huh?
This is a block.
Yeah, this is a block now. I'm gonna rotate this like this, which is, I'm gonna see the CC that I need, and I'm gonna bring the midpoint of this to here. So now I have the midpoint of this beam attached to the midpoint of that beam. Is that clear or no? Yeah? So now I can actually grab the information of my base plate from here without measuring anything. My base plate should finish here, and my base plate should start here. Does that make sense? Did I grab the right point? Yeah. So I have my base plate here. And where does it start in terms of location? Then I can grab from this drawing over here. I can bring it there, and I can bring it here. So my base plate should be exactly here. So look what I can do. I can trim out of these two lines, this, and this. And I can trim out of these two lines, this, and this. And I forgot these lines over here that also should be trimmed here, Now, where do the bolts go? I have it here. If I do construction line here, and I do construction line here, do you agree with me that in this rectangle over here should have a bolt? Yeah? So that's what I'm gonna do. Put this here, put this there, put this there. I can copy from center here, and I can bring it. I'll not be able to place it on the center here, so I can make a line here to help me out. Copy this from here to the midpoint of this line here, and I have it here. So now I can copy, without copying this line, I can select this, unselect the line. Instead of me copying from the midpoint, I grab this reference, then I can place them in here. It becomes easier, right? And then I can do the same thing on the other side. I go here, Excel, here, and here. Then I can come select this, do not select the line, go here, and then I can place one here. I can place another one here, and then I can place another one here. Does that make sense? And then I can delete these reference lines that I did, just to show me where the bolts are. Now in here I also have bolts. You see here the final answer, I have the bolts in the middle, and they will go from this line that we created until the other line. So what I need to do is, if I create construction lines here again, the ones that I deleted and shouldn't have done it, I can create the hatches in there. So the hatch should be from here to there. So look what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna trim out of these two lines, this and this, then I'm gonna trim out of this line and this line, this, 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 and this. And then I just hatch this portion over here. To make it easier for me, I don't need this, to make it easier, I'm gonna use lay ISO settings off. I'm gonna isolate this and this hatch over here. Then I can actually trim this portion, this portion, this portion, this portion, and I have that. Does that make sense or no? And then I come here, hatch, I just go boom, 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 boom. You're gonna say, well, it's different. If I go MA, I wanted this hatch to be matched with that hatch. Every hatch becomes the right hatch, okay? I do lay an ISO, and I have this portion over here ready. We usually do, you see this line over here? This is actually just a guideline. You see it's like a grid. So we usually do a grid here that would come from here. I would make it a bit bigger here. It doesn't really matter the size of it. I would copy to make it the same on the other side. I don't want it to be bigger or smaller. And same thing horizontally here. I would make a grid like this. And then I would copy here, here, here. MA, I want the properties of this to go here, 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 here. I also want the layers of this to be matched here. I have this pretty much ready. Now in here, I should have what we have this portion over here, okay? So what I can do is I can copy this to here, and I can say align this one, this one, this one with this one, enter yes, it will go there automatically for me.
That's so sad.
Then I can copy this and place it in there, and then I can delete this drawing over here, and I'm done. Make sense? So I just did the other version, looking from the other side. Very, very easy, guys, and this can help you to determine. This one over here, we're gonna do the same thing, but it's up to you, okay, to come up with this version over here. Now, this is a beam to column. If you wanna see how the 3D would look like, it's also provided to you. Here, open, this is what we're gonna see in there, okay? So it's a little bit more hard, or a little bit more complicated, but I'm sure you get it, okay? Also this, it's considered a bonus. So if you don't do it, you don't lose marks. If you do it, you get extra marks.
What if you try to do it but don't finish?
You're gonna get marks according to what you deliver, right? So if you've done, if you deliver this,
You have to finish it.
it's same as if you didn't deliver anything, right? But if you do something, I'm nice, usually, okay?
Let's do this.
Now in here, it's also important, guys, I forgot to put this here and say that this is CC. Make sense? Make sense? Did you guys have any questions on how to do this? So pretty much I did nothing other than bringing this to here and here, okay? Did you understand how I did this or no? Do you guys know the command align?
No, we just found out.
Okay, so align is a very nice command. Check it out. Align does two things, or 5 things at once. So align is pretty much to bring something to the angle that I want. So for example, imagine that I want this line over here to be on the angle of this line over here, okay? Instead of me coming here, drawing a line here, measuring this angle and rotating and taking 5 days to do this, I can use align to help me out. Now align has 2 options. If I go here, I select this, I say AL for align. I say I want this point to go here, and I want this point to go here, and I say enter. It's gonna say, do you want to scale the object based on the alignment points? If I say yes, this will become as big as this line, and it will scale proportionally, and it will go rotation and scale. If I say no, this will keep the same size, but it will go in this direction. So let's try with no. It will go there, but it will keep the same size. Did you see that it kept the same size? Now, if I come here and I do AL, and I go here, here, enter, and I say yes, enter, then this became the size of that object. Does that make sense? Yeah, so it's very nice command. Like
So
I like it.
in the one that you did, we have to hit yes.
So because I want this line to be a bit bigger than this, I hit yes. But if you hit no, you can always stretch it, right? Like you can always come here and stretch this up and down. Just make sure, guys, whatever distance, again, the distance from here to here is irrelevant, as long as you keep consistency, right? You wanna make your drawing look good. I forgot one thing in this drawing. Does anyone know what it is?
The label.
Yeah, like I need to see what is CC, what is, this is CC, but where is AA and where is BB, like I have here. So my AA and my BB needs to go there as well, right? So if I copy this and I paste it in here, my BB is if I look this way. If I look this way, I would see this. If I look AA, which is from the top, I would see this. Does that make sense? That's the only thing. Can I say it again? Yeah, I forgot to do the labels here for the version. So this is BB drawing, right? Where is BB? If I was standing here looking this way, I would see BB. So I put B and B here. And AA as if I was looking from the top, so I put AA here. It's not a good location for this, so I'm gonna move a little bit to the side here. Does that make sense? Yeah? Now pay attention. This is automatically here, so you don't have to do anything. It will be on the viewport for you, because the viewport is already created. Cool? Make sure that you don't leave lines like this, like I did. Put it on the proper layer.
So to make the use of the
Huh?
how to make
This one?
no, right.
This one? This one?
No, the
This?
no.
Oh, this and this?
No,
It doesn't matter.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Like how wide you do, it doesn't matter. Because what this is telling us is that this continues this way and this continues this way, but we're just showing the connection itself, so it doesn't really matter. Make sense? So some people might have like this, guys. Some people might have this like this, some people might have it like this, some people might have it, you know? It doesn't really matter the size that you do here, because we're just representing the connection, and this beam actually continues further. Is that clear or not?
Yeah, where's the beam? 3 times.
So you have 2 beams here. This one is W410 by 46, and it's the one that we draw here. And then we also have a W310 by 21, that it's this one over here that we do as an I shape because we're looking from the top. Don't worry about naming these things, okay? You don't have to put the name of this beam, the name of this. If you show once, you don't show it twice. You don't have to show it twice. Okay? And then this is assignment 1. I promised that I would complete it on the board.
This is over there.
Hmm?